Which types of function we recently use? First of all, tell me what is the basic meaning of function? Reusable. Okay. That perform. Okay. So we have to start functions. Now, what is simple meaning of functions? To perform a specific task. Now tell me which types of function you have before learned. Which types of function? First function that you learn, that is type. Inside type you are going to set one number or any element. So this type function will give you what is the data type of that element, right? Then length. Tell me what is working of this length. Inside that element, right? Then which type of functions we learn? Dot, append, add, insert, all those types, right? So these are functions, and these functions are performing a specific task, right? So similarly, that now we have to create a function. Okay. Now tell me first of all, what is function of car? To move from one point to another point, right? You also know what is function of this fan, this projector, or this laptop, this mouse, this pen. There is specific task of everything. Similarly, that now we have to create one function. Okay, so we are going to start our new topic, that is regarding to functions. Okay, now uh, how to write function? First of all, see here, you have to write function from writing f u n, sorry, def. You have to define that function name first of all. Okay, now I am going to define one function name, that is numbers. Okay, now what is working of this numbers? So I have to pass specific values for this function. Okay, now I am writing one bracket here, because whatever value I have to pass, that first of all I have to define here. Okay, let me first of all show you on whiteboard. First of all, what I have to do? First of all, I have to write def. Okay, by writing this def, uh, my kernel will get to know that I am writing one function now. Okay, after this def, I am going to define one name for my function, something like number. Okay, now after this number I have to give one bracket, and inside that bracket I have to pass specific data, and that data will going to, we are going to use after this below step. Okay, first of all I am going to pass a, that will be any value. Okay, inside function I am going to pass one value. Okay, now after this I will start my function writing this. Simply what you have to do, you have to print a as it is. Don't do anything. So this function will, whenever I am going to call numbers now, or I am going to pass a specific number, so this function will give me only the this value of a. Now see how to do it. Numbers, inside numbers, I am going to pass one argument. What? We are going to pass one argument. Argument means this number, that value we are passing from this location. Okay. Now, after this colon, what I have to do? I have to simply print what? Simply print a. Okay. Now, this function is created. Now, how to use it? For using, I have to first of all call this function, and this function is written by numbers. So I'm going to only write numbers, and inside numbers I'm going to write down any value. So this is writing my as it is value. Numbers function have to write any name. That means I am able to pass only one value here, because I am written only a here. A means one element I am going to pass out here. Okay. Now what if I am going to pass multiple values there? Look, whenever I am writing only num and pressing tab, so this is automatically giving me numbers function, because this function is now stored in my computer or my RAM. Okay. Now look, I am passing two values. Now this will give me one error. Numbers takes one positional argument, but two were given, because we already defined that we are going to take only one values in function, but we are passing two values now. So that's why he is giving us error. Okay, now you know how to write functions. Now, after starting function, I have to define difference between what is the print and what is the return. Okay, now let us create new function. Define test. This is my test1 function name. Okay, inside this I'm going to pass one value a. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to write down now return. Okay, return a. So there will be nothing difference. Test one pass value. Now this is simply showing me that specific value. Now there is a little bit difference between print and number. Okay, now look what is the difference. Now I am going to create next function, that is test2. Okay, now inside test2 I am going to pass a specific any argument. Okay, this is my argument, single argument, right? Now that argument may be any list tuple. Before defining this function, let's try out some examples with this one. Okay, now test1, and inside test1 I am going to pass one list, but this is single element, right or not? Tell me. This is inside one list, right? Single element. Now this is showing me. Otherwise, what can I do? Now I will define b is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma data. This is my b. I can pass anything value inside this test1. Now I will only pass only b here. It is nothing any restriction like you have to pass a, always a, otherwise any value. You have to pass anything but one value. Now before starting or writing any function, I have to tell you that whenever in company there is a process of making anything, designs and all those things, any specific product. Let's take for example of car. Okay, now whenever any person is that time creating car, so at that time there will be one driver inside that car, but there is nothing in the restriction like we have to take only that driver for every time for driving car. That driver can be replaced. So that's why we have to write down this value here, because we are telling him that we have to take a driver at that position. Yes, yes, but that person can be changed, but there will be may always one person for driving a car. Now you know what is meaning of this defining function, right? Now you already saw this how to pass a specific bunch of numbers, right? Now let us see the difference between return and print. Now inside now I am going to create new list. Okay, test define test2. Hmm? No, I haven't applied test2. Deleted that column, that row. Okay, now I am going to define new function, that is test2. that single value that okay, but that must be a single, right? Now you have to print, not you have to print, you write a for loop for I in a, right? Now this a can be replaced by any value, okay, because this is just for defining function, and I'm telling that function there will be a one value, okay. This is your argument. Now what you have to do, you have to simply print I. So this function will print me all the elements of my value, okay. Now I am going to call test2. Inside test2 I am going to pass b. Now what is meaning of b? This, okay. Now this is giving me individual elements, right? Now look, I am going to define another function. Define test3. Inside test again I am going to pass only one value. But what you have to do, for I in a, okay, and you have to now return I. Now look at this. Now I am going to pass call test3. First of all, inside test3 I am going to pass b value. So this value is giving me only 1, because return shows only actual values there. Now look at the difference between return and print. Now look at this. This is projector here, and this projector is showcasing something, images xyz, an object here. But tell me, if I will show you one car photo here, okay, when I'm going to show you one car photo here, tell me that car is really available at this point whenever I'm going to touch this board, available, right? So this is working of projection, and this is working of your printing, just showcase things. And similarly, inside for not the entire data, otherwise you have to iterate all the elements, and that iterate elements can be done by only printing. Print statement what does? First of all show this, then show this, then show this, just a showcase. But return shows your actual values. What? Return shows your actual values, okay. There will be one value, and that value will be 1, because for I in a, and return works only one time, right? Now you know the what is the difference between print and return. Return shows your actual values, okay. Now why I am telling this difference between print and return? Now look, what we have to do, we have to check the data type of that specific function, okay. Now let us see the type of test3. First of all, this is function, okay. Now what we have to do, test3, and inside test3 I am going to pass one value here, okay. Now that value will be 1. First of all, this is my test3 functions. Simply I am calling inside type, because what the integer object is not iterable. Yes, integer single object is not iterable, so I will simply write again b here, because we have to iterate elements, but this is single element. Now I will pass b only. Now look, this is showing what is the data type of b, integer, right? Now uh, let us return, Okay, now we have already function of these numbers. Okay, now inside number we have to check a type of numbers. Inside number I am going to pass one number. Now look what this is showing me. What is the data type of my this? Hmm? Now look, I will again create new function. Okay, similar like that one. Now I am going to create one function uh, like name test 4. Okay, inside this test 4 I am going to pass only one argument there. Now after this argument you have to simply print that specific a. Now this is my working of test number 4. Now I will check the type of my test 4 functions, and then let us pass one value there. Okay, now this is showing me what is the data type of this one. Now let us create test number 5 function. Now you will get the difference between this print and return. Define test number 5, and inside test number 5 again I am going to pass one value. Now you have to return value. Which value? That a value. Okay, now test 5, inside test 5 any value inside that. Okay, now this is 2, but I have to check what is the data type of this test 5, which is returning value. He is returning value of 2, so he will show me the data type of this integer. But why not showing in inside print? Inside print he is showing us like it is a none type. Okay, let me first of all show you again. I am passing any specific value 4. This is 4, but whenever I am going to check its data type it is showing me as a none type, because this value is not actually present there, because this is showcase only. Okay, but whenever you are writing print sorry return, this is giving you what is the data type of that specific element, right? Now you know what is the difference between print and return. Okay, and remember thing that whenever you are going to define any function you have to write your final value by using this return, not by using print. Whenever you have to iterate some element you can iterate it, but whenever you have to print out, otherwise you have to return actual value. Okay, so at that time you have to write down return. Now write down from first point, first code. Write down fast. Okay. This is two. here. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to take simple two arguments and we have to write down two arguments. So define test number 6. Inside test number 6 I am going to take two values a comma b, and simply I am going to return that value as it is, a comma b. So test 6, test 6. Inside test 6, how much I have to value pass out there as argument? Two values, compulsory two values. Okay, so my value will be 14 comma 45. So he will print me as it is values inside. Tell me inside tuple, right? Now look what I am going to do. I am defining one new test. Define test 7. Inside test 7 again I am going to take two values, one a comma b, and what I have to do, return simply multiplication of a into b. Now tell me what is the work of this function of test 7 to do. What is the work of this function of test 7? Work. What is the work of the test 7? To do multiplication of a into b. To my 19, otherwise let's take 15 comma 5. Now you know why we are creating function, because every function have to do one specific task, something like a into b, right? Now can we create one function for the square root of that specific number? Now define test 8. There I am going to pass one value, and what you have to return, tell me? So how to write square of one specific number? By multiply. But what of multiply? A into multiply of 2. So whenever I am going to call test number 8 and I am going to pass one specific number, he is going to write down my its square. Now you know what we are doing here inside function, right? Similarly, we can create for addition, multiplication, division, right? And similarly, we can create some specific functions as our convenience, whatever we have requirement. If we have to do one specific repetitive task, so at that point we are going to create this function, and we are simply going to call this function, and we are going to pass our value inside that function, and that function will give us return, right? Now test number 9. Define test number 9. Inside test number 9 I am going to pass a specific values a comma x comma y. Now what you have to do, you have to return a divided by x multiplied by y, right? We can do this. I am going to call test number 9. Inside test number 9 I am going to pass values 10 comma 5 comma 2, 4.0. Now we can pass out infinite numbers here as we want. Okay, but if we have to pass out infinite values and we don't have to write down something like a comma x comma always all this number. Okay, there will be another concept of args, args. First of all, write down till here. Tell me, you know the concept of mod, mod. Why not? We already told in our previous class. Mod, not mod. Remainder must be zero. We created in our even number odd numbers program at that time. Percentage, right? Yes. Now you have to create one function and check that if it is uh, its remainder is zero or not. If its remainder is zero, simply print remainder is zero. Otherwise, print that specific number. Okay. Now, what you have to do? You have to create all these five functions by your side. Okay. Right from your side, and we will discuss this part in our tomorrow's class. Okay. Now I already uploaded the today's file. GitHub. Okay. Let me see what was topic we taught. I taught on that day. I think that was the revision. Okay. Right. Repeat class 7 days ago, 11 days ago, 12, 5, 4. Loan sanction. No, not that was not your project. Loops example 2. This file, this one, star. This one or not? Tell me first of all. I thought this one because this was your Saturday session. Sorry, Friday session. Yes, this was your Friday session. I thought there was no one was there. Okay, I am uploading also this one. Okay, what you have to do? You have to first of all complete that five functions from your side. Just 1 minute. Hello.